Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahushai Ba'Shem, Rakakodash. And I'd like to give double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to those for elect, hearing this word in truth and in sincerity. Alright, I'm Brother Iowa Lum from the GMS West Palm Beach Camp. I'm back with another lesson. And I just want to do something centered around, memorial, because as you know it, these Babylonians just had their Memorial Day feast, which, the memorial, pretty much memorial of the people that gave their lives up for Babylon the Great. And when you look at it, these people really died for the cause of the elite, because we understand that all wars are bankers' wars, so, a lot of people, they sign up for the military thinking that they're going to fight for their country, they're going to fight for, their freedom or the freedom of their loved ones here in America, but really, you're fighting for the interest of the elite, As you know, when Esau wants something from another nation, they create propaganda, they create different things to justify themselves going into that land or country to take it, So this is what these people have given their lives up for. But nonetheless, memorial, as these people celebrate Memorial Day, this day is set for them to remember, the fallen soldiers. All right, I got a definition right here. It says, something, especially a structure, established to remind people of a person or event, and that's what this day is. It's to remind people of an event, all right? To remind people to remind these Babylonians of the people that gave their lives up, all right? For them, which once again, they really gave their lives up for the cause of the elite, and they didn't even know it, okay? And I want to go along the lines of that the true memorial is going to be when the Lord destroys America, Babylon the Great. All right? Because as we know concerning prophecy, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is going to wipe America off the face of the earth. And pretty much, this place is going to burn for a long time as pertaining prophecy, man. Let's get that in the book of Isaiah, the 13th chapter. Started off. Isaiah chapter 13. Isaiah chapter 13 and verse. I can start from verse 17. To get the whole point across. All right. It says, "Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver and gold. As for gold, they shall not delight in it." Right? And the Medes right here is prophetically talking about the Russians. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is stirring up the Russians against, Babylon the Great. And as it is written, the least of the flock shall draw them out. All right? The least of the flock is talking about, Amalek, the small hat people. They're going to draw, America out the war. So they're going to get involved, regardless if they want to do it or not. Verse 18 says, "Their bows shall also dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity upon the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children." Right? Because Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is going to put a killing spirit on the Russians to not spare, anybody, man. Unless you have the elect, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, it's not going to cover you. Okay? Verse 19 says, "And Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency," right, "shall be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah." You see? And remember, Sodom and Gomorrah, was left as a memorial or of what it was to be wicked. That's why when you go to the book of Jude, Lord will I can go there. Okay? It talks about how that everlasting fire, if you paraphrase, I am going to go there, Lord willing. Okay. It says, verse 20, it shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. Neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, neither shall the shepherds make their fold there. So it's not going to be inhabited by humans anymore, man. You know? Salaki. It will not be inhabited by humans no more. Okay? Continuing on, it says, verse 21, but wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and their houses shall be full of doleful creatures, and owls shall dwell there, and satyrs shall dance there. You know? So it's going to be a home for unclean animals. That's going to be the memorial, the true memorial that Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai set on this earth. Okay? Verse 22. Okay? Give me 1 second. Verse 22, and the wild beasts of the island shall cry there in their desolate houses. And dragons in their pleasant palaces, and her time is near to come, and her days shall not be prolonged. You see? So the time of America becoming that memorial, alright, it is near to come, man. You know, it's not going to be a good memorial. It's going to be a memorial for wickedness. Alright? Esau, Edom, right, the so-called white nation in general, their destruction is going to be a memorial, alright, of why not to live wickedly, man. Or why not to be wicked. You see? And just like it's written, I have raised Pharaoh up, alright, so I may show my power in thee. You know, even as Egypt, you know, even like Egypt is a memorial to this day, you know, of how Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai showed his power among Pharaoh. You know, he's even spoken of to today. But let's go to that Jude. You know, I had quoted Jude, so I want to get there. All right. Jude chapter, it's only one chapter. Jude, verse 7. He says, even as Sodom and Gomorrah and the cities about them in like manner, giving themselves over to fornication and going after strange flesh, are set forth an example, suffering the vengeance of eternal fire. See, and that's the memorial of Sodom and Gomorrah. So, and even that's why when people go to that landmass, you know, that area, you know, it's all it's all ashes. You know, it's all dust, because you know the Lord turned them into dust because of their wickedness. Now, Sodom and Gomorrah was a righteous place. Hypothetically speaking, if Sodom and Gomorrah and the neighboring cities was a righteous place, that place would still be up right now. You know, it's still be inhabited. But guess what? It's uninhabited as a judgment from Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Okay? It says, likewise also these filthy dreamers defile the flesh, despise dominion, and speak evil of dignities. And that's the same thing goes on here in America. And that's why we can see that America, Babylon the Great, is Sodom and Gomorrah 2.0. Because the same behavior, you know, is happening here, but it's magnified. You know, yeah, Sodom and Gomorrah, they did wickedly, man. But America, you know, they've overpassed the deeds of Sodom and Gomorrah. You know, because the wicked, all right, is in rulership. You know, you couldn't expect anything less from the wicked. You know, he's going to go out in his wickedness. All out in his wickedness, man. You know. And there's another one in Peter. Lord, will I can find it. where it talks about, the old world. So I can bear with me. Yeah, Peter also talks to you right here. The one about Shah. 2 Peter 2 and verse 6. And turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemned them with an overthrow, making them an example unto those that after should live ungodly. See? So Sodom and Gomorrah is an example. All right, it's a memorial as to those, all right, that should live ungodly, man. So people here in America, they should look back, because America is Babylon the Great. All right, whether people want to believe it or not, but people of America, they should want to look back, to Sodom and Gomorrah, and see, why did God destroy Sodom and Gomorrah? And I remember doing, it was a while back, I did a lesson on it, but I found an article on the web. The nerve of these devils to say that the Lord destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah because of their lack of hospitality, which is madness. So you mean because, them people did not treat, the angels with good hospitality, is the reason Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua destroyed them? Nah, man. The Lord destroyed them because of their wickedness. The scriptures makes that very clear. Okay? Verse 7 says, and delivered just Lot vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked. For that righteous man dwelling among them, and seeing and hearing, vexed his righteous soul from day to day with their unlawful deeds. You see, their unlawful deeds. And that's why the Lord destroyed them. It's unlawful according to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, according to his laws, because, it's even nature tells you that a man not supposed to be with a man, a woman not supposed to be with a woman, and man not supposed to have sexual relations with a beast, because let's say people say they don't believe in the Bible, and they don't, subscribe to the scriptures. Well, it should be natural that these things are not supposed to be, but we still have to go back to the source and see that these things are not supposed to be done. But nonetheless, this is why Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah and made them a memorial unto this day. And America is about to become that same, becoming that same stead. Lord, or Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is going to destroy America, or Babylon, and he's going to set them as an example, or to those that should live ungodly. And we're in those times. The Lord's about to pour out that judgment. Let's go to 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter. 2nd Ezra, chapter 15, and verse 5. Start from there. It says, Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. So instead of, wickedness, thriving or polluting that area where Sodom and Gomorrah was, and wickedness have polluted the whole earth. Why? Because the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Job 9:24. So therefore, the wicked controlling the earth means the wickedness is going to be all over the place, man. It says, verse 7, Therefore, saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. All right, the souls of the just is talking about the elect. All right, whether they're in the heavens with the Lord or whether they're down here, the souls of the elect is crying out to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua for righteousness, man. All right, because the scriptures talk about how You know, how those that be before the Lord, they cry out to him. You know, that's in the book of Revelation. Okay. But the Lord says he's not holding his tongue no more. Meaning what? He's gonna move on it. Like pretty much right now, his prophets are out there. And the prophets are the mouth of the Lord. So now he's speaking against it. But there's gonna come a time where that judgment comes forth. Okay? But that's pretty much the point, man. I just thought I'd go through that, how like Babylon the Great, alright, is gonna be the destruction of Babylon the Great is gonna be the true memorial, alright, of this world. Because right now they got they holidays or whatever, things that they celebrate. But that Memorial Day stuff, when you really understand it, you understand that, these wars are really because of the greed of the elite. Alright? It's to make their pockets fatter, and these jakes that sign up for the military, or these people that sign up for the military, they think that they're going to fight for, a good cause, but really you're fighting for the devil, man. Alright? So they give you this little day to celebrate, for their memorial, whatever. Alright, but once again, the things that people are fighting for today is going to be gone tomorrow. So, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakodash, and double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to those for elect, hearing this word in truth and in sincerity. Until next time, I say shalom.